So today we're going to go ahead and talk about Edpuzzle. So if you don't have an Edpuzzle account, it's free to create one. You can just sign in with your Google account and you'll be good to go. It's very simple and easy. Mine is connected up to my school, so I can actually see what other people in my school are posting in Edpuzzle. You also can find some great videos on Edpuzzle that's sorted up into basically grade level and then subject and different things within the subject. So I do have some really great things. Let's say we wanted to look at percentages. They have some great videos from Khan Academy and some from YouTube as well. You can find all different types of videos on Eduphoria that are ready to go and ready to use for you. So again, going back to just a math video, when you see these kind of little bubble point things, that means there's already questions on the video for you. So what Edpuzzle is, it's basically a way for you to get formative assessment questions in while students are watching the video. So you don't have to be there. You can assign it for homework, and it's really great for flipped classroom or distant learning. So let's just say we wanted to use this order of operations video. Let's say we really liked it. We can watch it if we want. And let's just say we like it. We can go through the questions. I'm just going to pick one. I'm not paying attention. But you can go through the questions. You can skip over the questions, see if you like it. And let's just say you don't like this question. Okay? So if I don't like this question, what you can do is you can edit the video. So when you edit the video, you can do a couple of different things. You can crop what you want your students to see. So let's just say I didn't want them to see this first portion. It wasn't important. What I can do is I can drag the arrow, and you can play just to double check that that's the correct spot. And let's just say that's what you wanted to do. So you can cut the video, and it's done. Then you can go through and you can either take away questions, you can edit them, you can add in voiceovers, or even add more questions if you wanted to. So let's say I like this question. That's good to go. I'm going to play it and see what else I can maybe add to it. Okay, so still a great question, and maybe I'm just going to try to find the end of this. So maybe I want them to solve. So maybe I want them to solve it. So what I can do here is I don't want to add a cut, but I want to add a question. So you can either add a multiple choice question, an open-ended question, or you can maybe add a note if there's just something you want to stop and notate. This one, I'm going to do an open-ended question. And I'm just going to ask them, what is the correct answer? And you just click save. And it went ahead and added that in. So maybe we're going on to this new problem. Let's say we're moving on to a new problem. So maybe you want them to go ahead and try to solve it first and then go through the video and see if they actually got it right. So you can do a multiple choice question for this one if you want, or an open-ended. But I can just ask, what do you think the correct answer is? If I can spell. So what I really like about the multiple choice questions, which is really the only ones I usually use, is it is graded automatically. And that's why I really love Edpuzzle, because if you assign it for homework, it's automatically graded. And if you assign it through Google Classroom, once they're done watching it, it automatically updates it and turns it in on Google Classroom. So you can add as many answer choices as you want. You can put the correct answer at the bottom, top, middle, it doesn't matter. All you have to do is hit the check mark or click the X to change what the correct answer is. You can also add some feedback here. So you could say good work if they got it right. And then if they got it wrong, you could say watch the video closely. Okay, and then we're just going to hit save. So what do you think the correct answer is? And it just shows the feedback right underneath the answers for you. So let's just say everything else was good. I like it. I don't really want to do any voiceovers. But if you wanted to, you could pause it and start recording at this very moment. So let's just say I like it. I'm going to go ahead and click finish. Now this becomes my own video. So my name is on it just because I did edit it. So now that it's done, it's perfect and just how I like it, I'm going to go ahead and click assign. So from here, my Google Classrooms are already in Edpuzzle. You will probably have a screen that says link to Google Classroom, and then you can go through all of that. So if you teach the same grade and the same subject, then you might want to just assign it to all your students. But maybe I have a pre-AP math class, and maybe that was 4th period. So I wouldn't select that. They might be doing something else that day. So you do get to pick and choose. So maybe I want to give it to them right away at 12 a.m. I'm going to go ahead and let them start working on it. Or maybe I don't want them to start working on it until Monday. So maybe I'll go ahead and put the 6th. And then for the due date, I want all my homework done by Friday. So I'll put the 10th. So they have until the 10th to work on it. So I don't want them to skip around. I want them to answer every single question. So I'm going to put prevent skipping on. If you want closed captions, you can turn that on. And then I do want them to post to Google Classroom. So you do have to click that option if you want it to be a assignment in Google Classroom. If you don't, it will just be an Edpuzzle and they will have to log into Edpuzzle to go find it. So posting to Google Classroom is really easy, simple, and I highly recommend it. So let's just say I'm posting to all those classes. I'm going to hit assign. And so from there, I'm getting all these errors just because I archived those classrooms. So it probably just didn't go in and post. But from there, you'll be able to see your whole roster, if they watched it, and their grade, and if they turned it in or not. So that's awesome. You can change the name of the video if you want. So let's just say that maybe you already have all your classes in. You can go back, you can see the upcoming assignments that are due. You can even go back and see maybe some previous assignments that they did. So this was my 8th period class, and 15 out of 21 of them turned it in. So I can go ahead and see that, she never opened it, never turned it in, didn't watch any of it at all, got a 0. I can see that she did open it, and she last watched it on the 14th. She only got through 10% of the video, no questions right so far. She watched the whole entire video. She did it on April 1st, and she turned it in on time. It even gives me a timestamp. But she only got 43% of the questions right. So I really want to know what she got wrong. I'm going to go ahead and click on on her name. So then I can see her grade. I can see she watched all the videos. She only got 3 out of 7 right. So from here, you can see what questions she got wrong, and you can scroll down and see exactly what they were. So what does the dot mean? It means times. Well, maybe I want to give this one to her. I mean, the dot in the formula, it means multiply, but sometimes we might say times, even though that's not the correct term. So if I want to change her grade, I'm just going to go ahead and hit that check mark and say she's good to go on that one. On this one, we know that one formula for volume is length times width times height. What is another formula we can use? So let's see. She did length and height. So that's area not so much volume. So this one's still wrong, so I can maybe talk to her about that and paying a little bit closer attention to the video. And then from here I can see, okay, maybe she just doesn't understand what's going on with the volume because she got these two questions wrong. So she would be someone I definitely want to pull for a small group. So if you're using a flipped classroom style, Edpuzzle's great. They can go ahead and do the Edpuzzle for homework, and then you can analyze this really quick while maybe they're doing their warm-up when they come into class and figure out who you want to pool for small groups this way. So from here, I can click to the next student if I want to, or the previous student, and so on. So going back to my classes, you can see some assignments that maybe never had a due date. And you can go back and look at those. Also, one thing that's really good to know, let's just say in the middle of the year, you have a new student join you. Well, you did this in the beginning of the year, so it's not all the way up to date. So what you need to do is just simply click Import Students, and any students that are now in that Google Classroom that weren't before will be inputted and an assignment will be created for them. So if you ever run into that problem, that's just something really good to know. So the very last thing that I want to show you is if you decide that maybe you want to upload your own video. So you would go back to the home page and click over at My Content. So any videos that you may have edited or uploaded, they will be here with any questions, and you can always go back and edit them again to however you like it. So if you don't have a paid version, you only get so much storage. So the benefit of a paid version is that you get, I believe, unlimited storage, and my school did have that. I don't know if they're going to renew it, but I'm not going to ask. So it's really great, but you can kind of work around it, delete some videos that you don't need anymore and whatnot. But if you want to upload your own content, you go over here, click Add Content. You can create a video, which is just using one of their videos again, or you can upload your own. So you can upload from a Google Drive or a file. So I'm just going to do this one. So it's going to upload the video, and then I ran out of space, but this would be processing and preparing. Ideally, it would be right here. But this does take a very long time. So you're going to have to give it like 10 minutes for it to process. And then you can go through the same way we edit our first video up here. It's the same thing with adding in questions and doing that to your own personal video. So if you have any questions about Edpuzzle, make sure you leave a comment down below. I'll be happy to answer it for you. Also, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button for more ed tech advice.